Morning students, welcome to the online class for standard 10 English, and today we'll continue the chapter Long Walk to Freedom, which is written by Nelson Mandela. It talks about the free country South Africa and the freedom of the people. And in the previous portion we had read about the courage, the tribute of Nelson Mandela to the freedom fighters who sacrificed their life for the people. He talks about the twin obligation, two duties, responsibilities, one for the family members, one for the country. And if one wanted to think about or serve the nation, he was forced to be isolated, and he couldn't perform the duty towards his family. As a father, as a son, as a husband, he was not able to do his duties. He couldn't carry the responsibility as a father, as a husband, as a son. And when he thought to serve the country, work for the country. And now in the next paragraph, he talks about the freedom, the concept of freedom for him, and what is the reason why he started fighting against that and why he wanted that freedom. And let's see. I was not born with a hunger to be free. I was born free, free in every way that I could know. Free to run in the fields near my mother's hut, free to swim in the clear stream that ran through my village, free to roast mealies under the stars and ride the broad backs of slow moving bulls. As long as I obeyed my father and abided by the customs of my tribe, I was not troubled by the laws of a man or God. So he says when he was a small kid, when he was a child, so then he never knew that what freedom is. He felt free, and he was born free. And he said that I was not born with a hunger to be free, because he considered that he could do whatever he liked. He had the freedom to sleep, he had the freedom to run in the fields near the house, he was free to swim in the river, and he could run through his village, he could make food, meals under the stars, he could ride the bulls, and he could perform all these activities. And for him it was the freedom. For him, the freedom meant to run, to swim, and to ride the bulls. So, for a small child, the freedom meant this, and he had all this freedom to do all activities. And he says that as long as he obeyed the rules and the customs of his tribe, and his father was the head of that tribe, and as long as he obeyed the rules at the this abided by the rules of the father and the tribe, he was not troubled. He was not troubled by the laws of man or God. It was only when I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion, when I discovered as a young man that my freedom had already been taken from me, at that I began to hunger for it. So, in the first paragraph, he talks about the freedom of a child, a boyhood freedom. And what is that freedom? He was free to do all these activities, to run, to ride the bull, to cook food under the stars, and to run and to swim. So, for him, all these were freedom, but actually, they were the illusions. It only pretended to be free, and which was not real. And when he became a young man, he just understood that whatever he thought freedom is not actual freedom. So he then started to strive for it, and then the hunger for that freedom grew in him. And then there was the hunger when he understood that whatever freedom he thought as a boy, as a small child, it was only an illusion, it was only a myth, you can say. It was not real. At first, as a student, I wanted freedom only for myself. The transitory freedoms of being able to stay out at night, read what I pleased, and go where I chose. Later, so now he says, you can underline, this is very important paragraphs, these are important paragraphs. You can underline the things. As a child, what were the freedom, the concept of freedom, and now as a student, and what he thought freedom is, and he wanted freedom for himself only. And for him, freedom is to stay out at night, able to stay out at night, read whatever he pleased, and go wherever he chose, wherever he wanted. But later on, as a young man in Johannesburg, I yearned for basic and honorable freedoms of achieving my potential, of earning my keep, of marrying and having a family, the freedom not to be obstructed in a lawful life. So, in these two paragraphs, the writer, the author, Nelson Mandela, is talking about the concept of freedom. So, do you think whatever he thought about freedom is same throughout his life? Definitely not. In the beginning, it is different. When he was a student, the meaning of freedom for him was different. It was only about himself, to stay at night, to read whatever he wanted, and to go wherever he chose. And but when he became a young man at Johannesburg, in Johannesburg, so he wanted this freedom. He wanted freedom to achieve his potential, to find out his potential and capability, and to earn money as he wanted, and to marry the person and have a family. And for him, the concept of freedom changes from time to time. So this is very important. You can underline, you can note it down, all these points, that for him, as a boy, as a child, the concept was different. As a student, the concept was different. And as a young man, the meaning of freedom changed. But then I slowly saw that not only was I free, but my brothers and sisters were not free. I saw that it was not just my freedom that was curtailed, but the freedom of everyone who looked like I did. That is when I joined the African National Congress, and that is when the hunger for my own freedom became the greater hunger for the freedom of my people. So he says that slowly he understood that it was not only he who has no right or no freedom to think about his own life, no, you can say, no freedom to choose about his earnings, choose about the job, choose about to start a family. And he was not only free, he was at the same time, all his brothers and sisters were not free. And he saw that it is not his freedom is curtailed or reduced or taken away from him, rather the freedom of all the people who looked like him. So what do you mean by this line, who looked like I did? So here refers to the natives of, or the black people, so the colors, the skin color. Okay, so he says that the freedom of all the people who looked like me, that means all the black people, and their freedom was curtailed, their freedom was reduced, because they were not black, they were not superior, they were considered to be inferior, and they were not given any right, and they had no freedom to choose their life, to think about the smaller things of life. They had no freedom to do that. And here he says that it was not only my freedom which was not given to me, rather I found that the freedom of all the people, all the brothers and sisters, all the people of that country who looked like me, who were black in color, their freedom is curtailed. And then what happened? Then he joined the African National Congress, and that is when the hunger for my own freedom become the greater hunger for the freedom of my people. So he says, then after joining the African National Congress, his hunger become more to get the freedom of the people. It was this desire for the freedom of my people to live their lives with dignity and self-respect that animated my life, that transformed a frightened young man into a bold man. You can underline this point, that Nelson Mandela is telling that I was a very frightened person. I was law abiding. I obeyed my father. I obeyed the rules of my tribe. And I only thought about my own freedom when I was a young boy. And I was a frightened person. I was a very shy guy. But now what happened? Because of this desire of freedom to the people of my country, and to the life to their lives, and I want them to live with dignity and with self respect. And that changed a young man who was very frightened to a bold person. So he says that after joining ANC, African National Congress, he understood that his own freedom is a lower one, and he wanted the freedom of all the people. And it was this desire, the desire of the freedom for my people and to live their life with dignity and self respect, changed him, that drove a law abiding attorney to become a criminal. So you know that he was charged against criminal activities, and he was sent to jail for long years, almost 20, 30 years he was sent to jail. He spent the time at jail, and he was considered as a criminal. So he says that a law abiding, a person who obeyed the rules, from that person he became a criminal, that turned a family loving husband into a man without a home. So he loved his family, he loved his people, but now what happened? He became a man who had no home, a homeless person, that forced a life loving man to live like a monk. So you can underline these things. So from what to what he changed, from a frightened young man to a bold man, from a law abiding person to a criminal, from a family loving husband to a man without a home, and then a life loving man to live like a monk who leaves all the luxuries and family behind, that saint. I am no more virtuous or self sacrificing than the next man. But I found that I couldn't even enjoy the poor and limited freedoms I was allowed when I knew my people were not free. So he says that he couldn't enjoy the limited freedoms which were given to these people, and this poor and limited freedom which he was allowed to do, and the other people were not. Freedom is indivisible. The chains on any one of my people were the chains on all of them. So he says that he finds that the chain on the people are the chains on all of them, and the chains on all my people were the chains on me. So that is the reason why he started revolting. That is the reason why he just protested against the Britishers and wanted to abolish this apartheid system, that he wanted freedom for all the people. He couldn't see them in chains, that invisible chain, and which shackled them, which was around them. And he says that the if there is chain in on one of the person, it is like the chains on all of them. If the chains on all of the people, it is like the chain on him. So I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. It is an important question, that oppressor and oppressed. Oppressor means the person who oppresses somebody, and oppressed is the victim. A man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. He is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow mindedness. I am not only free if I am taking away someone else's freedom, just as surely as I am not free when my freedom is taken from me. The oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. So, in this paragraph, he talks about strongly, he says that the oppressor and the oppressed both are robbed of their humanity. So both of them, they are shackled, they are chained. And he says if a person takes away another man's freedom, is a prisoner of hatred. If I take the freedom of somebody else, if I'm a slave, I'm making him a slave, and the freedom of that person is taken by me. So neither the person is free nor I am. At the time when I am taking away the freedom of others, I am devoid of that. I am robbed of my humanity. My good qualities are robbed. I am no longer a peace loving person. Neither there is no peace of mind. So the person whose freedom is taken, he is the oppressed. He is also jailed in the prejudice, in that narrow mindedness. At the same time, the person who takes the freedom, he is also robbed of the humanity. So here Nelson Mandela talks about the oppressor and oppressed. It is an important one, and this is all about the chapter. I hope you have understood. If you have any doubt, you can send the queries, and till then, goodbye. We'll discuss the more question answers, extra questions in the next session. Thank you.